Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it. So here's a quick take that took a while to get to, but before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk, let's get right into it. So, we assembled this electric bike yesterday, and for the most part, it went fairly smoothly. This bike is easy to put together and feels solid once you're on it, but I did run into a hiccup that's hard to ignore. The front wheel and tire look slightly bent, and you can really notice it when you ride. The wheel feels out of balance, and it's something I'm keeping an eye on. For the price, I would have expected better from the wheel, and that has me a bit nervous about what else might crop up later. I've already put in a request to have the front wheel replaced instead of sending the whole thing back, so we'll see how that plays out. The actual riding experience is pretty good. This bike handles nicely, and the acceleration is more than enough for around town stuff. It's easy to assemble, and they include all the tools you need, though you want to be careful with the Allen wrenches because they can strip if you're not paying attention. I upgraded the handlebar post to an adjustable one, and wow, that change made all the difference. It opened up my riding position and just felt more comfortable on longer trips. When it comes to range and charging, there's a bit of a split between the specs and real-world use. On full power only, I've seen about 20 miles, which is decent for a bike in this price range. The numbers published for range can be a little optimistic depending on weight and conditions. Real-world numbers from testing show about 10 miles at full throttle with a heavier rider, up to around 15 with favorable conditions. If you're under 200 pounds, you can squeeze around 20 miles out of it. That's enough for a solid weekend ride, just don't expect a long daily commute to be the average. A big plus here is the charging time. It recharges in about 3 hours or less, which is great if you're using it daily. The official figure is longer, around 6 to 7 hours, but you can speed things up with a faster charger. If you pick up a 42 volts 2A charger, you'll get roughly a third faster charging, and a 42 volt 3A charger would essentially cut the time in half compared to what comes in the box. Top speed is around 20 miles per hour, which is plenty for city riding and quick hops across town. If you're climbing a hill, the performance drops a bit, about 8 miles per hour on a fairly steep incline with a full load. In normal hills with a moderate load, you're typically looking at 12 to 15 miles per hour when you're hammering with the throttle and keeping pedaling minimal. Overall, I'd give this bike 4 stars. It feels sturdy, and the speed is encouraging, and with the right charger and maybe a wheel replacement, it's a solid deal for the price. The one caveat to keep in mind is the wheel issue I mentioned. That aside, it's a good balance of value and performance, especially if you don't mind waiting for that wheel swap or handling a quick fix. If you're okay with a couple of trade-offs and you want an affordable ride that still feels capable, this is worth considering. That's it for today's review. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped you out. If you're interested, I've left a link in the description where you can check it out. Sometimes there are good discounts available there. See you next time.